Welcome to another episode of Light of the Southwest. I'm Dr. Rick Wadge, and I'm here with, actually Amy Cooper is not with us today. We got a couple guys in the house you are going to love. They're from First Fruits of Zion. We have Toby Janicki, and we have Troy Mitchell. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Good to have you back. You've been with us a couple different times.
Yeah, this is the third time.
I was thinking about the last time that we were on the set together was...
It was sometime last year. I maybe want to say a year ago.
Okay.
And then it was the summer before that, I think.
And
was
you were
the first
with
time.
Boaz last time.
Yes, both times I was with Boaz, yes.
And Troy, is this your first time on GLC?
Definitely, yes. First time. I've heard about it. Heard a lot of good things.
Okay, good.
Haven't.
That's all we want to hear is the good thing.
That's all I've heard. That's all I've heard is good things.
So you can stop right there. It's good to have you, brother.
Yeah,
you actually, I know you from before coming here to GLC, because you were at my congregation before in California, and you did the worship for us.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed coming out to your congregation. I was surprised seeing you here when I came. I was like, this guy knows me. How does he know me? Where does he know me from?
I fly back and forth.
Yeah, he flies back and forth. He goes, you know, man, this guy's a full-time.
Private jet.
Private jet, of course. Only the best.
Yeah.
So it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
And you are really quite the musician and writer. We've had a chance before the show started to have you do some performances, and we'll bring those into the show today. So thanks a lot. I'm glad you're here. Okay, what do you want to talk about? What have you been up to?
Well, a lot of traveling. A lot of traveling. I just recently got back from a week-and-a-half trip to Norway and Sweden. And that was the first time that First Fruits of Zion, anybody from First Fruits of Zion had gone over there to do a seminar. I did two seminars, two-day seminars on my book, God-Fears. One in Norway and one in Sweden, and so it was an incredible experience.
Now, why that specific area, and why the interest in First Fruits of Zion or in the study of Jewish studies?
Well, Lars Enersen, he's a friend of the ministry. He had heard about. I did two God-Fears seminars last fall in South Africa, in Johannesburg and Cape Town. And he's familiar with the gentleman that brought me over to Cape Town. And so he asked me, he sent an email to Boaz and I and said, would you like to come over and do these seminars in Norway and Sweden? There's really a hunger over there. It's kind of, it's interesting because it seems to me, just in my short time over there, that there's a really great divide between those who are Christians and those who are basically secular. Mm-hmm. It seems like, from what I heard and what I experienced, that more and more people, Scandinavian people in Norway and Sweden, are kind of moving away from faith, leaving the church. But it seems like within the churches there's a real hunger for, to know the Jewish roots. And again, it's a dichotomy. While Christians over there have a real heart for Israel and just love and support the Jewish people, the country as a whole is kind of moving away from that. I learned while I was over there that in Sweden that kosher slaughter had just been banned.
What?
Yes, it's forbidden to do kosher slaughter in Sweden. It's something I think that's more and more is in European countries.
Okay, what is the thinking behind this?
Well, okay, I'll give you the rationale.
Because kosher slaughter is more merciful on the animal.
I'll give you the their rationale, and then I'll give you my theory. Their rationale is that it's inhumane. They believe it's cruelty to the animal, which is really kind of hypocritical because they also allow hunting. And I'm not saying hunting should be banned, but obviously when you hunt, the animal, it could bleed to death. It could really suffer. You could shoot the animal and it not die. But what I really believe is it's anti-Semitism. I think it's, it's kind of it's a different way to pass anti-Semitic laws, I think. I think the spirit underlying it is anti-Semitism, anti-Israel, and it's really sad to me. It's kind of funny because you know, we don't hear about those things over here really that much, and it should be something that alarms us, especially as believers, that this kind of stuff is going on. You know, banning kosher slaughter. There's even moves to start banning circumcision and things like that.
Of course, I've read articles on that. Okay, now what also is alarming to me, and you're going to forgive me because it's been several years since I had church history in seminary, but it seems to me that the Reformation movement, part of that was of breaking away from some of the traditions that didn't allow for, you know, faith free from works, if you will.
Right.
Some of those areas were one of the very strong ones in a renewed faith in the gospel.
Yes.
And so here we have this complete turnaround where the majority is, they're not filled with faith. They're not a faith generation or people. It's a culture now that's primarily secular, you're saying?
It sure seems like it to me. You know what was really interesting to me when I went over there is I did a audio series some years back called What About Paganism, where I explored, you know, what Christian traditions, American traditions are pagan. And, you know, over here, we're just kind of in this American bubble. You know, everything revolves around us. And I went over there, and there are still, you know, really pagan practices going on. There's a thing called the Midsummer Festival where they have this pole, which is basically like a phallic symbol, and they dance around it and do this. You know, over here, you know, in America, we at least we mask things pretty well, you know, except maybe for something like Halloween. That's kind of
well, it is masked.
Yeah, it's masked.
Nice.
But yeah, it really seems like you know, over there people are just, they're moving away from faith.
Why? You think it's because they're
I don't have enough
the emptiness within this man-made kind of sterilized, westernized.
When I talked to Lars, who brought us over there, one of the things that he said was that the wealth is kind of coming into Sweden, especially. They have oil in the north. I think it was Sweden. But a lot of wealth is coming in, and so, you know, or no, that was Norway. A lot of wealth is coming in, and, you know, I mean, it says right there in the Torah, it warns the people of Israel, how much more so for the nations at large when things are going well, when, you know, when we're affluent and we have our needs provided for, that's when we tend to forget God. So, you know, I pray that as I saw the people over there really hungry to know the Jewish roots of the faith, I pray that that will, you know, kind of revive the Scandinavian people in general, but certainly alarming. And like I said, I mean, to think in this day and age that we're talking about banning things such as kosher slaughter and circumcision it's ridiculous. It just seems like the world in some ways is backwards, where the biblical things are being banned and the very things that Scripture comes against, we're allowing. It's like, it's freedom for anything that has nothing to do with religion. And
this is what the prophets cried out about.
Yeah.
That wrong is declared right and right is declared wrong.
If you enjoyed this clip, please feel free to check out the full version in the link located in the description panel below. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. As always, help yourself to the diverse array of teachings located on this YouTube channel or on our website at glc.us.com.